All right. This is Catherine's Low Income Prepping number 4. I don't know what to say. I'm tongue tied for a change. Um, all right, we got Ian coming up through Florida. They say it's going to hit here in Georgia. Since we're in the northeast end of Georgia, we may or may not get any major rain. They said it's going to rain some. Right now, they're saying it's going to go more towards South Carolina. So that's what's going on with that. But of course, we're set up for 2 weeks would be a walk in the park for us. So everything's good. The only thing we don't really have is power. Hopefully we don't lose any power. But at this point, the way they're talking about it, I don't think we're going to get hit with anything bad enough to knock the power out in this area. So that's good. But Friday I got to go out and take care of the things because being that I'm on a low income, I'll get paid Friday and I'll have to go out and take care of paying bills and picking up some things we need to pick up and get a money order for rent, etc. and stuff. So, still got a little bit of a throat thing going on. I seem to have allergies. Some days my eyes water real bad and I cough, I sneeze. Sneezing this morning really bad. My eyes were watering, but now I'm feeling a little bit better, but my throat's still dry. So, let's talk about backpacks. Me and my partner, we both have a backpack. And it's a really nice backpack each. They're comfortable. And they're rated at 35 pounds. And then, of course, we have the day packs that I had told you about in one of my earlier videos. So then we each have a pad. She has a sleeping bag because she sleeps cold. I have a couple of zip-up blankets right now because I actually sleep incredibly hot. So, and I can always take a blanket with me and throw that over me. And then there's cooking pots. And we got a larger water filter that goes into the backpack. And we also have a large filter. It's just like the small ones we got, but it's a drip filter. You can fill it up with water, hang it in a tree, and it flows through and fills up your containers. I got some fire stuff in there. We got cooking stuff. I have a titanium kettle, titanium cooking pot, and of course we could take a frying pan with us. My goal ultimately is to get a titanium frying pan and have that. I got a little spatula spoon set, and we have a small little grater and stuff, but really probably not going to use that. I have salt and pepper holders, and I always bring a bunch of other seasonings with me. When I did I had backpacked with a different backpack when it would hold 50 pounds. I backpacked the Appalachian Trail from top to bottom. I did the Florida Trail. I went back down on that, and I went back up again. It took me 4 years to do all that, several times. But it was fun. It was something to do. And what I did was winter during the coldest months in motels, paying by the month on the motel. And I hiked when the weather got better. Of course, there's only certain times of the year you can go up to Catan, and there's only certain times of the year that you want to be in the whites, because the whites are really cold. Now, if I was up there, I would have a better sleeping bag than I currently have. But living in Georgia, I don't need that good of a sleeping bag. It's pretty warm here. But I intend to get another sleeping bag just to take camping, stuff like that. And maybe to take on a backpacking trip if I ever do that again. And also so that we have it for our survival gear. Because those are our bug out bags or living bags. I'm thinking about buying a third bag and using it to store all the things that I would need to take in a never coming home bag. So I could fill it full of gear that I would have to grab. And I could grab both of them and just empty the one into the other one and carry So I can use that as a day pack, the bigger one. So anyhow, you need a good backpack, you need a good sleeping bag, and you need a pad. You need a tent. Now I found a lot of people will buy the small tents, the 3 or 4 person tent. But I found that I like to have more than that. I like to have a larger tent. Now when I hiked, I had a dog with me. He's since passed away. He was a good dog. But anyhow, yeah, he was a big dog. So I actually needed a lot of room in the tent. And I just felt more comfortable. He carried his own food and some water and some toys and a blanket rolled up. And I had a cable for him that he carried. And I also had the leash that I hung on to. And he did pretty good. And I carried some of his food, of course, because he couldn't carry it all. Because I usually tried to go at least 10 days at a time before I had to restock. Unless I was really close to places I actually physically was going to walk through the towns on the trail, which there are a few that you do that. Okay, so getting on with the things. Now, in a survival situation, I would stay here in Georgia, being that I live in Georgia, and I would carry my handgun and my rifle. Now, in Georgia and shotgun, you're allowed to carry now. They got constitutional carry here. But of course, you can only carry what you can handle carrying. So that's why I'm thinking about the larger backpack. I used to have one of those marine backpacks, the big tall green ones, and they say those are rated at over 80 pounds. I mean, I don't think I could ever lift 80 pounds on my back right now, but I was thinking 60, 70 pounds with enough cargo room to carry everything I need. So, and also slip the rifle into and the shotgun in so that they don't appear on the outside of the bag. That would be a good thing. So, now, we're coming into winter here, and as I've said in my other video about you need to get some things, I intend to get a couple of fan-powered ceramic heaters. Because right now I have an oil-filled heater over here, and I'm thinking about getting rid of it because it uses a lot of electricity and there's no fan on it to blow the air around. So I think I really need those so that it would keep the area that we're in warm. Because we have a central heater, but I'm thinking about setting that down to 60 and then using the localized heater that we got. And so we also have to make sure the bathrooms don't freeze, the kitchen. Most of our pipes are in a cement slab because the apartment building we're in has 6 apartments in a row, and then there's another 6 and so on. And they're all set on cement slabs. We're also really high. I noticed there was a lot of people that had to deal with that 18-foot surge with Ian. One thing I don't have to worry about here really is flooding because we're up high enough. Even though all the hillsides behind us that are higher than us, there's a good drainage creek that runs down along the backside of our place. And it's pretty deep. It would have to rain a lot to fill that. So I'm not too worried about that. Now, if it rains for 40 days and 40 nights, I don't know about that. I doubt the world can flood in 40 days or 40 nights either. But, that's what the Christians say. So, things are going good. A few days before the 1st. I'm down to so many payments on my truck. I got a really nice truck that I'm trying to pay off. And I want to put a camper shell on the back of it. And I want to put 2 new tires on the front. Do a good tune-up on it. Change the oil next year. That's what I'm going to be doing with it. And so we can go camping and sleep in the back of the truck. I'm going to put a plywood sheet in with some insulation, kind of box in the sides, put some insulation, put a couple of cubby holes into the sides so that we have a little bit of storage there. And then a couple of totes underneath the bed for our sleeping bags and a tent and some tarps and rope and stuff like that. And maybe a cooking grill for when we go out. And we do have a camp stove that we keep in our storage locker here at the building. It's got like a grill on one side. It's a Coleman, and it's got a burner on the other side. And we also have a charcoal grill that I've actually thrown a few sticks in and made a little fire. So that way we can cook food if things get bad. But what you want to think about doing is get yourself together so that you can cook if the power goes out. And that's why I bring that up. So we've got those. I've got some extra cylinders. We have extra charcoal and lighter fluid. And of course, if the water quits flowing, we have a chemical toilet, and I bought a bunch of water treatments for the toilet, chemical treatments. You put water in it and put a certain amount of the chemical treatment in it. And so we got that. And of course, I'm going to fix up a little compost bucket for the other thing. And then we can go ahead and bag it and throw it in the trash bag. So you might want to think about those two things. You don't have to go overcomplicated. You don't need a $1,500 composting toilet. Just some stuff to throw in the bottom and a couple of buckets. I mean, that will work good. And of course, cooking and your water supply. Like I've said before, we have water in the house. And we have sodas and Cokes and juices and different things. And we rotate those. So we have the water and everything we need. So I was listening to different things. There's several different preppers out there. Make me roll my eyes. Canadian prepper is one of them. I mean, it's one trauma to the next trauma, to the next exciting thing that, we're going to start World War III. Oh, we're all going to get killed. Oh, we're going to do this. And, and there's Angry Prepper. Now, I'll tell you, there's some good, Angry Prepper is definitely angry. So that's a good name for him. I think that he has some good ideas, but he's living in New York City, in the Bronx. I mean, how is that going to save his life? That's one of the places they drop a bomb on. I mean, he needs to get himself a place and get out of the Bronx and get out of New York City. Maybe really far into the Catskills or something. I hope he does, because I'd like to see him make it if there is a war or if there is a big disaster. Anyhow, shouting out to both you, Canadian Prepper and Angry Prepper. I'm a subscriber, by the way. And there's a couple of other ones. It just seems to me that some of these people, either they're highly religious and they're promoting their religion and what they're prepping, because, it says prepare for the 7 lean years and the 7 fruitful years. Okay. I had a neighbor who was Mormon, and they told me I needed 7 years of food while I lived in Seattle. Except for that's a lot of food. I actually did build up 7 years worth of food and about a year's worth of water in a 2-story house with a basement. That's the only way I could have done it, because I had a lot of stuff. Okay, well, anyhow, like I said, love your family, give each other a hug, be nice to people, take care of yourself, take care of your family, take care of your pets. I have a pet over here. I don't know if you can see him. That's Bucky. He's the wonder dog. Hey, Bucky. Bucky. Yep, that's Bucky the wonder dog. And I have a cat. So, me and my partner have a cat named Ginger. So things are going good. I want to make sure to take care of yourself. You might want to prep up a few things, especially if you live along the coast here in Georgia. They say it's going to come up here tomorrow, Friday. So let's see what happens. I'll try to do another video tomorrow. I didn't do a video the other day because I didn't feel good again. I have several health problems, and I was pretty sick. I went to bed early. I mean, real early. So anyhow, I'm running out of time. Y'all take care. Love you all. Thanks for subscribing. Thanks for liking. Bye.